With the rapid advancements of AI text to image generators like DALL-E 3, Midjourney, Adobe Firefly, and now even Google Image Gen 2, we have more creative tools at our fingertips than ever before. In this video, I'll be reviewing and comparing some of the top AI image generators across different categories like creativity, accuracy, censorship, logos, and more. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first category that we're going to use to test these AI tools is going to be creativity, where we're going to give it a very basic open-ended prompt to see which model has the best creativity. The prompt we're going to use is a creative epic RGB image. Now, starting off, we're going to be using Midjourney, and I gave it a prompt of a creative epic RGB image. That's the prompt that we're going to be using to test out the creativity of all the AI models. Um, and this is what Midjourney gave us. Sort of like a person with their face in space, another person with their head on a cloud. Their head is kind of mixed in with some smoke or some cloud. Just have a person over here walking or standing in some smoke or some cloud. And this is just an image of just, I guess, random nothingness. I don't know. Um, cool colors and all, but I didn't really see the creativity. I would give Midjourney a 7.5, leaning towards a 7. I would say a 7. I would give it a 7. So for the next AI tool that we're going to be using to compare, we're going to be using ChatGPT or DALL-E 3 per se. I gave it the same exact prompt, a creative epic RGB image, and this is what it gave me. Some sort of like a guy standing in like a futuristic city with a bunch of RGB lights, which is super cool. And same thing here, guy standing in a futuristic city, bunch of neon lights, cars everywhere and stuff. I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I like this one a lot better than what Midjourney gave me. I'm going to give this one an 8.5. Heading over to Google Bard, where they recently just integrated an AI image generator called Image Gen 2. We're gonna go try it out. I personally had never used it before, so I don't know if it's good or bad, or how good or how bad it is. So let's try it out. We're gonna give it the same prompt. Make me a make me a creative epic RGB image. We're gonna hit send. And let's see what it gives us. Okay, so after about maybe 10 seconds, this is what it gave us. Pretty cool image, I would say. Pretty decent images. Um, they're just not RGB. They didn't follow that rule first when I said I wanted an RGB image. These aren't RGB, and the creativity really isn't there. The images are nice. They're good pictures, like sunrise here. You got the mountains and a river and stuff, but I don't see a lot of creativity, and they failed to meet the RGB request that I asked for. So I'm going to give Google Bard a 4.5. Okay, now swinging over to Leonardo AI, who uses SDXL as their image generator. Let's see what it gives us. So you're gonna go here, click. This is the home page here. You're gonna want to click image generation up here, and I'm gonna type in a creative epic RGB image, and then hit generate, and then see what it gives us. Okay, so after about like maybe 20 seconds, these are the images it gave us. Just basically some RGB smoke, I guess you could say. Um, got a person here wearing a hat that's turning into like some kind of smoke or some clouds. Pretty cool. Same thing here. A person with their hair kind of turning into some clouds or smoke. Same thing here. So these are all pretty basic RGB images. I don't know. I would give this one a 7.5. Now we're over here in Adobe Firefly, and I'm going to go ahead and give it the same prompt again. A creative epic RGB image. Enter and see what it gives us. Let's see what it gave us. Sort of like a warrior here facing a dragon or some sort of mythical creature here. Nice colorful bird. I like it. I like it. Wow, I really like this image right here. It's a guy on a rowboat, some kind of boat with this background. and the lake. I really like this image. You got the reflection of the mountains here. So I would personally give Firefly an 8.5. I'm actually leaning towards a 9. I'm really liking what Firefly gave me. I think I'm going to give it a 9. And finally, last but not least, we're going to be heading over to Ideogram to give it the same prompt. Creative epic RGB image. Let's see what it gives us. So this is what it gave us. A guy with some goggles here. Wow, this one came out sick. Got a line over here. I'm not gonna lie, these actually came out pretty fire. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Ideogram an 8.5 also. These came out pretty sick, not gonna lie. Now, after finishing up our first criteria of creativity, these are kind of how the numbers shook out. We got Midjourney with a 7. I gave DALL-E 3 an 8.5. They seemed to really nail the creativity part, and they had lots of vibrant colors. Image Gen 2. Google, I don't know what they got going on. I know they just released, but the creativity was not there. It just wasn't there. They didn't even get the RGB colors right. So I gave it a 4.5, and I was being generous. Leonardo, I gave it a 7.5. They had cool colors and all, but the creativity just wasn't there. Um, Firefly was my favorite one. Their creativity was out of this world when it came to that prompt I gave it. Like, it gave me some really, really, really cool images. And then Ideogram, I gave it an 8.5. I also really, really like the images they gave me. But so now that you guys know sort of how I'm rating these categories, I'm going to try to crank through all these so I can make the video a little bit shorter. I don't want to take an hour comparing these tools. So let's get right into it. For the next category that we're going to be testing, accuracy, we want to see how good these AI models are when it comes to prompt adherence. And for the prompt that we're going to give it to test that is going to be a dog and a zebra playing with a green ball on the moon. Let's see what it gives us. First thing we're going to try it out on is Discord. We're going to hit slash imagine. And we're going to type in a dog and a zebra playing with a green ball on the moon. Let's see what it gives us. After about 15 seconds, this is what it gave us. It gave us the dog, a zebra, and the green ball on the moon. But they're not quite playing with the ball. They're just sitting in front of it. So I don't know. Same thing here. They gave me the dog, the zebra, a green planet in the back, but not really a green ball. And this one kind of mixed the dog and the zebra together. But again, in none of these, they're playing with the ball. So I would give it a 6.5 for Midjourney. Okay, moving on over to DALL-E 3 over in ChatGPT. Moving on over to DALL-E 3 over in ChatGPT. We're going to see what it gives us when we tell it to make us a dog and a zebra playing with a green ball on the moon. Midjourney didn't really do a good job of getting the dog and the zebra playing with the ball. It at one point it even combined the dog and the zebra into one. So let's see what DALL-E 3 gives us. All right, this one they did a lot better. You can see the dog, you can see the zebra, you can see the green ball. You can see that they're kind of playing with it. What I don't understand is how they made the zebra tiny and they made the dog huge. Kind of doesn't make sense because obviously a zebra is bigger than a dog, but that's neither here nor there. This one, I feel like they nailed it. You got the dog, you got the zebra, you got the ball on the moon, and they seem to be playing with it. So I think ChatGPT really, or DALL-E 3 really nailed it. I'll give it a 9. I'd give it a 9. Now we're back here in Google Bard, Image Gen 2, and we're going to see what it gives us. I honestly don't have much hope, like I said, because this is new. I've never used this before, but I don't want to be negative Nancy. So let's hope that they give us some good images here. Dog and a zebra playing with a green ball on the moon. Let's see. and this is what it gave us. And again, I tried to tell you, I wasn't trying to be negative. This is what it gave us when I asked it for a zebra and a dog playing with a green ball on the moon. You have the zebra sitting on the moon with a green balloon next to it, and then you have sort of a zebra chasing a dog, sort of looking like figure, because I don't even know what kind of dog that is, with a ball next to it, and the moon in the background, not on the moon. So that's pretty interesting. Again, I'm gonna give Google a probably a 4.5, and that's me being generous. Now here in Leonardo, I gave it the same prompt again, and they didn't do a really good job either. It sort of gave me the zebra and the dog mixed together in one category next to a ball. Um, Same thing here. It gave me some demonic looking creature. I'm sorry for using that word, but this looks very, very scary. Um, Again, a zebra dog playing with I don't know what. I don't even want to ask, but Leonardo, I don't know. Leonardo's on the same level of Google when it came to this prompt. It didn't really do a good job. I'm gonna give it maybe a 4.5. Switching over to Adobe, I feel I was going through these and I feel like Adobe knocked it out the ballpark. You have the dog, you have the zebra, and they're playing with the ball together. Every single image besides this one kind of came out okay. This one they put two zebras together. Um, the only thing I didn't really like was that they didn't doesn't look like they made them playing together on the moon. They put the moon in the background, but not on the moon. So I'm gonna have to dock it some points for that. Same thing here, moon in the background, but not doesn't seem like they're on the moon. But they did get the whole zebra and the dog playing with a green ball together. So I'll give Adobe Firefly a 7.5. And then last but not least, Ideogram. This is what it gave us. A zebra and a dog playing with a green ball, but I don't know what it has what it got going on over here. Seems to be like they're on the moon. Let's see what else they gave us. The dog with the zebra and the ball over here. Okay. What in the world is this? I don't want to ask what's on the zebra's head, but it's definitely not a ball. Okay, so for ideogram, I would probably give it a 6.5. Rounding up that category, accuracy, ChatGPT or DALL-E 3 definitely took the nod on that one by a large margin. They nailed the prompt exactly how I asked for it. They gave me the dog with the zebra playing with the green ball on the moon. All the other AI generators seem to struggle with that prompt. I don't know if it's my prompt or they just seem to struggle with accuracy, but DALL-E 3 definitely nailed it. So moving on to the next category, censorship. For censorship, we're gonna test these models to see if they can make celebrity faces and IP logos. And the prompt we're gonna be using is Elon Musk uh, standing next to SpongeBob drinking a Pepsi. So we're gonna see if those AI generators are able to generate those faces. I'm gonna go over to Midjourney over here, and I gave it the prompt Elon Musk standing next to SpongeBob drinking a Pepsi, and this is what it gave me. They gave me the face of Elon Musk. They nailed that. They nailed SpongeBob, sort of, kinda. They got his shirt mad wide here over here. I don't know what's going on there, but they didn't get the Pepsi. So I don't know if it's something with the fact that I use Pepsi, but they did put Coca Cola. Not a Coke guy. I think Pepsi is a little bit better. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think. But yeah, didn't get the Pepsi, but I would give it an 8 because they nailed the SpongeBob and they nailed Elon Musk. Okay, you guys are gonna get a laugh at this one. So I went over to DALL-E 3 and gave it the prompt Elon Musk standing next to SpongeBob drinking a Pepsi. And I guess it nailed it, but it really didn't. So it put SpongeBob in it, but it doesn't say it's SpongeBob. It say it's a cheerful sponge character, or it's cheerful yellow sponge character, and then put him next to a businessman character, which essentially Elon Musk is a businessman and SpongeBob is a yellow sponge character, but they didn't put Elon Musk next to SpongeBob, and they're not drinking Pepsi. They're drinking some sort of soda, but they're not drinking Pepsi. So I would give ChatGPT or DALL-E 3 I would give it a 6 because they nailed the sponge, but other than that, they didn't really nailed anything else besides of they got the character standing next to a businessman drinking a soda that's not a Pepsi. Going over to Google, this is what it gave us. When I asked it for the same thing, it gave me a distorted images of two SpongeBob drinking something that looks like a Pepsi. It has the logo of a Pepsi, but it doesn't say Pepsi on it. Again, I'll give it some points for nailing the SpongeBob and some points for resembling the Pepsi can, but it didn't get what I asked for, so I'll give it I guess a 5. Jumping over to Leonardo, it gave me an image of Elon Musk, which it kind of nailed the face, but then it gave me a image of what SpongeBob would look like, I believe, in a dystopian future. This SpongeBob looks crazy. Same thing with this one. This SpongeBob has some wrestling gear on here. It looks like I don't know what's going on in this picture. Yeah, they didn't even include the Pepsi, but the only thing they did get right was Elon Musk's face. So I'll give it some points for that. I'll give it a 5.5. All right, and to wrap up this category, we're going to head over to Ideogram and give it the same prompt, see what we get. Elon Musk standing next to SpongeBob drinking a Pepsi. And this is what we got here. We got SpongeBob. It actually looks like SpongeBob. I think this is the closest any of the AI generators got to SpongeBob. I don't know what happened here. It still looks like SpongeBob. This one looks like Elon Musk, but it's not a realistic picture. But I will give it some credit for that. Again, nailed SpongeBob, but did not put Elon Musk or the Pepsi in the picture. And same for this. So I got to give it some points for nailing SpongeBob. It did pretty good with SpongeBob. It got Elon Musk in this one in some sort of claymate feet, like a Play-Doh kind of thing. But it didn't really nail the soda or anything like that. So I'll probably give it a 5.5, maybe a 6. Yeah, I'll give it a 6, just because of how accurate it nailed the SpongeBob. Actually, it's pretty accurate. So, what the censorship look like? Midjourney pretty much will generate anything you want it to. Uh, Elon Musk, SpongeBob. It struggles sometimes with the Pepsi, but I think with the right prompting, it'll knock it down. Um, the other AIs pretty much will generate one of the characters or something character that looks similar to it, but it just wouldn't nail it at all. So Midjourney took this one. So moving on to the next category, text and image. This is still a fairly new feature, I guess you could say. But a lot of these AI generators have been slowly but surely rolling out this feature out in all their models. Um, I wouldn't say it's the 100% the greatest. It's a work in progress. You'll see it in the next couple seconds. But the prompt that we're going to be using today to test this category out is going to be a owl holding up a sign saying "Follow me on X." So let's see what it gives us. We're going to start off over here in Midjourney. Owl holding sign saying. Let's see what it gives us. All right, and this is what Midjourney generated. It has a sign of an owl holding up a peace sign saying "Follow me on X." It actually did really, really freaking good. This one says "Follow Mellow X." This one says "Follow EX," and then this one says "Follow me on X." So I nailed two of them. I would say Midjourney actually did pretty good. I would say I'd give it a 7 point. Actually, no, let's give it an 8. Yep, I'll give it an 8 because even though it didn't nail these two over here, it did nail these two, and they look really good. So I'll give it an 8. Now let's head over to ChatGPT and give it the same prompt. Okay, and this is what DALL-E 3 gave us. An owl that says "Follow me on X," but it didn't really put a space in between "Follow me." It just says "Follow me" on X, and it kind of like messed up the arrow here. So I'll have to dock it some points for that. And this one just says "Follow on X," but the actual owl in the image looks pretty good. So I'll give this one a 7.5. Heading over to Image Gen 2, I'm going to give it the same prompt. Make me an image of an owl holding up a sign saying follow me on X. Let's see what it gives us. So it gave us 3 images here. It says follow me on X. Oh, it doesn't even say on. It just says follow me X. Gave us a picture of an owl. And then another one that says follow me OCNX. It almost nailed it. I don't know what it tried to put a C there, but it almost nailed that one. If it would have actually got that one right, that would have been a really good image. But it didn't. So I'll have to give image Gen 2 a 6.5 because it's not giving me gibberish, but even though it didn't give me the exact letter that I wanted. So let's head over to Leonardo over here and see what it gives us. Now we're holding up a sign saying follow me on X. All right, and this is what Leonardo gave me. The actual picture of the owl looks really neat, really good, but the letters aren't it at all. It just says follow my. This one says follow me, and follow me. But it didn't really get the letters. Definitely has some work or some progress to do. So I would give Leonardo AI when it comes to text and images I'll give it a 5.5. Now heading over to Adobe Firefly. See what that gives us. Wow, this is probably one of the best illustrations of the owl that we've gotten so far. But this literally gave me gibberish, like no text whatsoever. Neither in that one. Flow, nope, nope, nope. Yeah. So since this category we're talking about is text and image, even though the design is nice and all, it basically didn't give me any text and image. So I'm gonna have to give this one a 0. And last but not least, let's see what Ideogram has for us. I'll holding up a sign saying follow me on X. And we're gonna generate 4 images. One says follow me on X, but it did forget an L. This one says follow me on X. Actually nailed it pretty good. Follow me on, didn't get the X. Foil me on X. Yeah. So it didn't give me gibberish like Firefly 2 did, but it didn't get the spelling correctly how I wanted it to, except on one, which was this one over here. So I'm gonna have to give Ideogram a 6.5. Actually, I'll give it a 7 because it did nail this one, even though it didn't nail the other ones. I'll give it a 7. All right, so to end that round of text and image, it seems to be like Midjourney took that one. I was surprised because I really thought DALL-E 3 was going to take that one, but Midjourney seems to really ramped up on their text and image generation, and it's really great. Moving on to the next category, we're going to be talking about realism, and we're going to test these AI models based on how realistic their images can look. And the prompt we're going to be using for that is a couple holding hands while walking on the beach. So to start off, we're going to be here in Midjourney, and this is what it gave us when I gave it the prompt. I would say it gave us some really solid images. I couldn't tell that these images were AI generated, maybe besides this one down here. But this one, and this one all look realistic to me. So I'd have to give Midjourney a 9 for this one. Moving on over to ChatGPT or DALL-E 3, we gave it the same prompt, image of a couple holding hands while walking on a beach, and this is what it gave us. The images are nice images, but they don't really have that realism in them. So I would have to give DALL-E 3 a 6.5. Moving on to Gemini. This is what it gave us for the prompt of a couple holding hands on the beach. And I would have to say I am very impressed. I think these came out actually amazing. They all look realistic to me. I'm looking at the hands, I'm looking at the fingers, which are usually tells of how realistic an AI images look, and these all look pretty good, man. So I would have to give surprisingly Gen 2 a 9.5 on this one. Wow. Okay, moving on to Leonardo AI. Let's see what it gave us. Okay, these are pretty good images. Their hands here look a little weird when they're holding their hands here. Same thing with this one. It looks like their hands morphed together. Yeah, these images look really good, but the hands are completely off. The couple holding the hands together, they look like their hands are morphed. So I would have to dock some points and give Leonardo maybe a 8. If they could not really get the fingers and the hands nailed, they'll be really good. All right, and moving on to Adobe Firefly. I'm starting to see sort of the same issue that I had with Leonardo. The background, the water, the sand, it all looks really realistic. But when the couples are holding the hands, it just looks like they just morphed the hands together. Let's see. I guess that one's a little bit better, but yeah, see, no. It just morphs the hands together. So I would have to say, because the backgrounds look a little bit better, I would have to give this one an 8.5. And then last but not least, we're going to move over to Ideogram and see what Ideogram gave us here for a couple holding hands while walking on the beach. All right, that one's okay. Yeah, so same thing. Images look really great. Hands when the couples are holding the hands together, they just some of these image AI image generators just can't get that. So I'm gonna give this one also an 8. All right, wrapping up the category of realism seems to be that surprisingly, Image Gen 2 from Google took that one. Their images look super realistic. So you guys should definitely check that one out if you guys want to make some realistic photos. All right, on to the next category. We're going to be seeing how good these AI image generators do with vector logos. And the prompt we're going to give it to test that out is a simple flat vector image logo of a gaming controller on a white background. And this is what Midjourney gave us. To be honest, I'm super impressed because this right here, it looks like a carbon copy of a PS4 controller. It gave us the white background. The images are vector. So I would say Midjourney did really good. I'd give it a 9.5. So let's head on over to DALL-E 3 now. This is what DALL-E 3 gave us. A simple vector logo of a gaming controller with a white background. I say DALL-E 3 did really well as well. I'd give it a 9. Heading over to Google or Image Gen 2, this is what it gave us here. Didn't give us the white background, and there isn't much creativity to the controller, so even though I did say simple vector logo, so I'd have to give it I'd give it a 7.5. Actually, I'd give it an 8. If it would have had a white background, it would have been a perfect score almost. Heading over to Leonardo AI, these are not vector. It doesn't have a white background. Some of it is a little distortioned here. So I'd probably have to give Leonardo a 6.5 for vectors and logos. Moving on to Adobe Firefly 2, same thing. They didn't make them vector, or they didn't give me the white background that I asked for. So I'd probably give Firefly 2 for this a 6. And last but not least, Ideogram 2. Ideogram gave me the white background with the vector image. Yeah, these did pretty good. I would probably give these an 8 too. All right, now rounding up vectors and logos, it seems that Midjourney took the knot again, followed by DALL-E 3, and then a two-way tie between Image Gen 2 and Ideogram. Now, moving on to the last category, finally, illustrations. So the prompt I gave these AI models to test out illustrations was an anime girl in the bright streets of New York City. And of course, to start off with Midjourney, let's see what it gave us. Wow, the detail from the rip. I'm going to tell you this right now. The detail on these images are incredible. The background somewhat on this one looks a bit more realistic, more than an illustration, but I don't know if that's a testament of how good their illustration is. It looks incredible. I really like it, so I personally would give Midjourney a 9. Moving on to DALL-E 3. This is what it gave us when I told it to make me an anime girl in the bright streets of New York City. I feel like when I think animation or illustration, this is what I more think of. And DALL-E 3 seemed to knock it out the ballpark. This came out really, really good. The stockings, the skirt, the hoodie, the hair, like it came out good. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to give this one to DALL-E 3 in terms of versus Midjourney. I think DALL-E 3 did a little bit better. I'd give it a 9.5. Let's check out Gemini or Image Gen 2 from Google. Let's see. So it made a girl illustration of a girl in New York City, but it didn't really follow the prompt. I wanted to see like bright lights in the background and the cars and the people, and this one didn't really give that to me. So I'd probably give this a, let's say, 7.5. Moving on to Leonardo AI. Let's see. So this, in terms of like following prompt coherence, it did the job. It gave me an animated picture of a girl in the busy streets of New York City, but I saw a lot more detail and more eye popping color in Midjourney and DALL-E 3. But nonetheless, it did a good job. So I'd give it a 7.5. Now let's see what Adobe Firefly gave us. I love the resolution and the quality of these images. The colors are really vibrant as well. I like these. I'd give Firefly an 8. And last but not least, Ideogram. These all came out really good as well. I'd give Ideogram an 8. To wrap up our comparison video, it seemed that Midjourney and took the nod for the best AI image generator on the market. It blew all the other AI image generators out the water when it came to realism and logos and vectors. It could improve on a little bit of the prompt coherence or accuracy, but that's just me nitpicking. But if you guys like more videos like this where I test out different AI tools and compare them with each other, or just me showing you guys how to use these AI tools, please let me know down in the comments or what other videos you would like to see. And as always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Have a great day.